can't apologize for the passion that I have for to try to get the truth over to you, because my heart is hurting too. I'm going through a lot of things too. We go through a lot of things. And in America, you are affected by this atmosphere. But when you love something, you sacrifice for it, right? Right? I love the truth. I love my family. I love being able to convey the truth to other people. And so I'm just thankful that some of you will give ear to this and just let me convey to you all right here, right now. I love you. If you love the truth, I love you. All right? Let's go into this clip so that you can understand who we're dealing with and why these events are starting to cascade, okay? Just listen to this.
I have thought that the U.S. has been involved in this war against Russia from the very beginning. And when I say the very beginning, certainly as far back as 2014, when the war by the government in Kiev against the Donbass began. And certainly they've insinuated themselves even further into this conflict. And, when you talk about mad people running the show and engaged in insane conduct, I think one has to look at the destruction of the Nord Stream pipelines, which, as Seymour Hersh has revealed, and as many of us suspected from the beginning, the U.S. was involved in. It shows the U.S. will stop at nothing to try to undermine not only Russia, but frankly its own allies in Western Europe. That attack on Nord Stream was the greatest and worst active environmental terrorism in known history. And again, it shows the lengths the U.S. is willing to go to in this conflict. And there are remarks, of course, by U.S. officials which indicate the U.S. may even be willing to use nuclear weapons in this conflict. It is a very dangerous time. And as an American, I will say that I agree with John Lennon, who said, the country's being run by insane people for insane purposes.
Insane people for insane purposes, okay? Did you hear that? Insane people for insane purposes. Why did I repeat that? Because sometimes when people say things, we just shrug them off like, yeah. All right? Now, we're going to find out what that means in just a minute, okay? You talked about the pipeline explosion and how America was involved in that. Now it took America weeks to comment on this situation. And now they're talking, oh, these were people who sympathized with Ukraine who did that. As if anybody really would believe that, all right? All right. I mean, really? Really? But that's what they're saying now. But let's go to something real quick. All right, here we are, right here. Insane. According to the dictionary. According to the dictionary, the word insane is an adjective. It means in a state of mind which prevents normal perception, behavior, or social interaction. Seriously mentally ill. Mentally ill, severely mentally disordered, of unsound mind, certifiable, outrageous. So, all of those can be used to describe not only American policy, but American leadership and the politicians and the military men who direct the policy of the nation of America. All right? This is common sense. All right? So, with that being said, and we're talking about how America now took weeks to comment about the explosion that took place. This is what Listen what the New York Times, which is a mouthpiece of the government. Look what the U.S. Times said. The New York Times says. U.S. spies say pro-Ukrainian group, quote unquote, bomb Nord Stream. That's the best they could come up with. Anonymous. They, this New York Times and the Post and all of these stuff. They never name sources. Anonymous sources, anonymous agents cited. Listen to this, man. This is absolutely insane. I want you to see what they're saying to you. They don't respect your intelligence. The first sentence in this shows the utter disrespect for your intellect and your intelligence as a person, an individual, or as a group of people. Listen to what they say to you. Anonymous agents cited unspecified intelligence. Did you just hear that? Man, I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. So let's see what that means, okay? Let's see if we can get this on the screen. All right. Meaning of anonymous. It is an adjective also. It means of a person not identified by name, of unknown name, unnamed, unknown, nameless, incognito, unidentified, unremarkable, nondescript, impersonal, faceless. Okay? That's what anonymous means. Now, so it says anonymous agents, a faceless agent, an unknown person, someone that cannot be identified. All right? Cited, what did they cite? Unspecified intelligence. All right. We're going to see what that means. All right, here we are. That is also an adjective. Unspecified means not stated clearly or exactly. In other words, inaccurately. Not stated clearly or exactly. Unnamed, unstated, unidentified, unqualified, unquantified, undesignated, and undefined. Isn't that the same thing as anonymous? Huh? These people don't, man, I'm telling you, these people do not respect you. They don't. They cannot talk to you like this and respect you in the same breath. There's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So it says an anonymous agent cited unspecified intelligence to deny U.S. responsibility for the pipeline attack. They didn't give you any tangible proof that America wasn't involved. They didn't give you any tangible proof that these so-called quote unquote Ukrainian sympathizers were involved. They didn't give you anything that you can put your hand on from anybody that was recognizable or acceptable as a voice of the intelligence community that is respectable. They just threw something out the hell. I can do that. I can go back. Oh, check this out. I have a source, an unspecified source, just told me Russia launched the nuke at California. But they didn't give me specifics of where the nuke was launched to hit. Anybody can make this stuff up. That is telling people that you don't respect them. You don't respect their mental game. You don't respect their mental makeup, their mental capacity. To say, to start and phrase a sentence like that. Okay. As I often say, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but Rashid is definitely not the butter knife. So it says, here we go again, starting off the second paragraph. Unspecified new intelligence. Unspecified. Mean undefinable. Unknowable. Well, if it's unknowable and undefinable, then how the hell can it be intelligence? Unspecified new intelligence suggests that a pro-Ukrainian group, what pro-Ukrainian group, was behind the September 22 attack on Nord Stream pipeline. Nobody is buying that mess. The New York Times reported on Tuesday, quoting anonymous, here we go again, anonymous U.S. official. The Times' unnamed sources, the third paragraph begins with that, said they believe the saboteurs were most likely Ukrainian or Russian nationals. So not only are they going to put it on the Ukrainians, they're patsies, but then they're going to put it on the Russians, the ones they're trying to bring down. Even though everybody knows that we have more than enough, what is called circumstantial evidence to convict Joe Biden and his administration for a terrorist act, for a war crime, and a crime against humanity. They know that. They have it on video. I have it on video on there. Man, you know what? Don't try me. Let's see something. Don't try me. Let's go to something real quick. Don't do me like that. I'm not nobody's fool. Let's see if we can pull this up through all this. Let's see. We got some of it. Let's go see. Let's go back here. Here's the Polish person speaking. Here's Newland speaking. And listen to what they have to say.
With regard to Nord Stream 2, we continue to have very strong and clear conversations with our German allies, and I want to be clear with you today. If Russia invades Ukraine, one way or another, Nord Stream 2 will not move forward.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
As you know, energy is the cash cow that enables these kinds of military deployments. So Putin needs the energy to flow as much as the consumers need it. But more broadly, we have been counseling Europe for almost a decade now to reduce its dependence on Russian energy.
Today, we are also dealing with an act of sabotage. We do not know the details of what happened yet, but we can clearly see that it is an act of sabotage, an act that probably marks the next stage in the escalation of the situation we are dealing with in Ukraine.
The Washington Post got right to it. Putin, they declared, is now weaponizing the Nord Stream pipelines. According to the Canadian ambassador to the UN, Vladimir Putin has decided to use, quote, pollution as an act of war.
As you all know, these pipelines weren't pumping gas into Europe at this time. NS2 was never operational, as you guys know. NS1 has not been operational for weeks because Putin has weaponized energy, and we have said this many times before. This just drives home the importance of our efforts to work together to get alternative gas supplies to Europe and to support efforts to reduce gas consumption and accelerate true energy independence by moving to clean energy economy.
But we should tell you that, maybe not coincidentally, today a brand new pipeline was unveiled, a pipeline that carries non-Russian natural gas in roughly the same area as Nord Streams 1 and 2. This is called the Baltic Pipe. It was inaugurated in Poland. It will carry natural gas from Norway through Denmark to Poland and other countries nearby. And it's likely to do very well since now it has less competition.
So there's something very important that I got to replay to you all, and then I'll cut it off, okay? So I want you to, we're going to go back through the first minute or so of this. Check this out.
With regard to Nord Stream 2, we continue to have very strong and clear conversations with our German allies, and I want to be clear with you today. If Russia invades Ukraine, one way or another, Nord Stream 2 will not move forward.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the the border of Ukraine again, then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
We will bring an end to it, right? What did Newland say? One way or another, we will stop that, right? What did President Biden say? We will bring an end to it. So the word we, let us go to the dictionary to find out what the word we means and what is he trying to convey when he says we. According to the dictionary, the word we is a pronoun. It says used by a speaker to refer to himself or herself and one or more other people considered together. So what alliance is there that is so-called the global alliance that they often say that we stand together, right? Is that not NATO? Who's the leader of NATO? The United States? We, okay? Also, it says used in formal context for or by a royal person or by a writer or editor to refer to himself or herself. So we have an understanding of the we that Mr. Biden is talking about. It was the United States and their NATO partners which prevented this from happening. No one on planet Earth is buying this sad song of some unspecified, unidentified, unknowable source that comes with an unspecified, unknowable intelligence that you can't verify about some supposed Ukrainian sympathizers who were Ukrainian or possibly quote unquote Russian. Nobody is buying that. Man, get out of here with that foolishness. Man, like I said, I was born that night.